friends, it's Carla, your online doctor, with today's Live in 5. Today is Thursday, April 22nd, and it is 5 p.m. So, let's talk about how your environment could be destroying your hormones. Okay, heavy metals, plastics, pesticides, EMFs, so much more. Okay, before you start bioidentical hormones to treat perimenopause, maybe you should look at what else might be going on around you and treat the root cause. Okay, I talk about this a lot. Medications, even bioidentical hormones, are band-aids that you may not need if you clean up where you live. So let's start with heavy metals. Things like mercury and lead. There are hydroxylase enzymes that are needed to convert DHEA, one of the precursor hormones to our estrogen, testosterone, et cetera, et cetera. So they're needed to convert DHEA to testosterone and also to convert to the different types of estrogen. So heavy metals actually poison these enzymes, which inhibits them from functioning and prevents proper hormone production. Okay, so any of these exposures puts you at risk for hormone deficiencies. Mercury is very hard also on the thyroid hormone in that it inhibits thyroglobulin production, the thyroid hormone precursor, and also inhibits the conversion of T4 to T3, again, which is the active form of your thyroid hormone. So then there are xenoestrogens, which include plastics and pesticides, which act like estrogen in the body and fool the body into thinking it has enough estrogen when it doesn't. And the estrogen receptors are actually filled with these xenoestrogens. So you might say, well, if the receptors think estrogen is there, isn't that okay, right? Isn't that going to cause the cell to do what estrogen should do? And the answer is not really, okay? Because most of the xenoestrogens have a weaker estrogen response, okay, on those receptors. So even though a little action may happen at those receptors, they're blocked from the real estrogen doing what needs to be done. So you can't get the full estrogen response. So if your estrogen level is low on top of that, and again, this goes for any of the hormones, then you're getting not only low levels, but low responses. Okay, so we still feel like we have low estrogen, and we develop symptoms anyway. And these are the hot flashes, the sleep disturbances, all the things that we get, us ladies, and we feel lousy, and we can fix this. Okay, so we're exposed to these chemicals in air, food, and water. So it's impossible to completely avoid exposure, okay? But there are so many variables. Everyone is different based on when they're exposed in their lifetime and to what extent we're exposed. And there's also genetic predisposition. That's another variable. So your current health status is another one. And your overall gut function, diet, lifestyle. I mean, there's so many variables that come into play. But that's good in many regards, because that means you can do things that are specific to you that are going to make you feel better. Okay, so one of the first areas affected in the body is the mitochondria. Okay, the energy production area of the cell. Okay, so we're going to talk more about this next week. We're going to talk about how to test for some of these heavy metals. We're going to talk about and how to detox from some of these heavy metals. And when I say detox, I don't mean like a cleanse where you have to go crazy. I'm going to be giving you some basic, simple things that you can do day in and day out. This is not a cleanse for a week and then forget about it for 3 months. No, this is kind of like an everyday kind of thing so that you can feel better all the time. All right, so I hope you're having an awesome day. I hope you have a lot of fun things planned for the weekend, and I will see you next Tuesday for another Live in 5.